It's very odd.
Creepy baby monitors.
And you trying to drink milk of the poppy before we go live. What is up with you?
Close call. No, with me, you help me pick it out. It's $5 down the drain because you're not even going to enjoy it.
I will. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Krista.
And we are Perennially Unprepared.
Yes.
Brought to you by
Always.
Desoy Champignon Dreams.
Yeah, I think this is from Katy Perry, if I was reading that correctly on Reddit.
Katy Perry didn't want us to have a baby, apparently.
I started looking up. I was like, it had a little weird warning on it that said, consult your doctor if you're pregnant or nursing before having. It's a non-alcoholic, like pour over kind of alternative thing.
Yeah.
And
you were trying to be good.
I was trying to be good. And I saw that and I was like, why? Like, what's in this thing? And so I started reading the ingredients, and then I saw on the side it said something about mushrooms. What's antigens is what the word they use, which is a nice vague ass term. To
Adaptogens.
Adaptogens.
Adaptogens, reishi mushroom, and passion flower.
Yeah. So there's basically, it just said it took me a while to find anything on it because it's a newer product, but then like there's a Reddit thread and Baby Bumps that said,
am I going to trip balls, man?
hopefully you can't. Oh, really, man? We've gone from like not cussing to all kinds of things we say on this podcast.
Oh, I mean, I thought we could say whatever Bart Simpson said.
Yeah, we can. He does say that. Okay.
All right.
But yeah, basically,
My shorts, bro.
Baby Bumps says it can cause miscarriage because of the herbs and stuff in it. So we're gonna
r/baby bump.
r/baby bumps. So I'm staying away from that. I didn't even take my first like taste sip before. Thankfully, I read the label before I saw that.
Well, there's your lesson for the week, everyone. Always read the labels, even if you think it's safe.
Yeah.
I mean, not for everything, I guess, but I mean, if you're gonna have
pregnant,
some
go ahead
sort
and
of,
do it.
yeah, you're gonna have some sort of microplastics in everything. But
You eat that salmon. There's going to be plastic in it. It's fine.
if you're going to be drinking something made by Katy Perry and it's just weird non-alcoholic nonsense,
Don't stick that Gwyneth Paltrow egg up your vagina just yet.
No.
Check it out first.
Bart Simpson, jeez.
I think vagina is an okay word on the baby podcast.
No.
Anybody tuning
shall
in
never mention.
should know what that is at this point.
The V word is off limits.
God, I was talking to the doctor. We went to the doctor today, checked on new baby, doing great.
New baby's doing awesome.
Yeah, his heart rate's slower than our daughter's was, and that like made me nervous while I was listening because I was watching her little thing tick his heart rate, and it was like 20 beats per minute under what our daughter's was around this time. And I was like, why is it so low? Why is it so low? Why is it so low? And she's like, that's fantastic. Anything from 120 to 160 is great. And I was like, our daughter was like 159 all the time. So I was a little worried there for a second.
Yeah.
He's like 134 or something.
Oh, well.
Yeah, he's good.
Nice, strong, steady rhythm.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll be a musician. He's a metronome.
I feel like
walking metronome.
I feel like the heartbeat wasn't as loud this time, but I kept telling her, I was like, he's been sitting low. And I had no clue where he was until the midwife came in and she was like, this is his butt, and put my hand on his butt. And I was like, I knew that was something firm. I was like, but I can't tell the difference between a butt and a head. So y'all just tell me what's up. She was like, no, his head's pointed down and he's doing good. And I was like, dang, this one's way.
How do they know that?
I don't know. I'm like, how do you know?
Yeah.
Why are you just messing with me? You just telling me stuff to be like, we know what we're doing. You're fine. Like,
well, I guess part of that job has got to be like to keep I almost said kids, to keep moms from worrying, right?
Yeah.
Like to be like, look, stop worrying. There's
God.
It's easy to get that way. It's easy to get worried. I mean, you know,
Absolutely.
you spend the whole first trimester worried.
Absolutely. Well, and
I mean, I guess depending on who you are, but I mean,
I think depending on your number of pregnancies too. This one, everybody keeps asking me how I'm doing, and I'm like, I have zero time to freak out right now. Like, I had all the time in the world to freak out before, and
all your answers end with a question mark. You're like, good?
Yeah.
Question mark?
Yeah.
I think so.
I think I'm all right. But with this one, like, I've had 2 good freakouts, And that was just because for some reason I took the time to sit down and really think about things. Which is a terrible
really
idea.
freak out.
It's a terrible idea.
Just checking levels. You're good.
What, do you like me burping into the mic there?
Oh no, I don't care.
Beautiful.
You can present yourself however you'd like.
I had to go get a Gatorade because I can't have my milk with a poppy drink.
This is a suitable replacement for liquid death, like literal liquid death.
You told me to go get you a shot of vodka to put it in.
Yeah, I thought about it, and then I was like, not worth it.
No.
Not worth it. So I'll sit here and wince every time I take a sip.
You want some more ice for it? Hold on. You gotta pour the rest in. There's some more in there.
Oh man, is there really? I think I
You
poured.
don't have to finish that.
It's all dark in the bottom, bro.
There was this.
It has sediment.
There was this juice drink I was drinking when with our daughter that they had at Publix. It was like this cold pressed juices with like blood orange and black pepper and dandelion and like all this cool stuff. And I mixed those with soda water left and right and just acted like that was a mocktail the whole time. It was delicious. And I can't find them anywhere anymore. Of course.
They're gone.
They're gone forever. Like I could get like 3.
Do you remember the brand?
Some lady's name. I don't remember that.
Wasn't Paula Deen, was it?
It was not Paula Deen. Don't you set me up like that.
Paula Deen's ranch water, and it's literally ranch. Watered down ranch. Carbonated ranch water.
I'm really glad I'm not in the first trimester anymore. That would have made me throw up.
Hot days down on the Hidden Valley farm just require something refreshing.
We probably need to close that door because our kid's sleeping like right outside of it.
No, she's upstairs. She's fine. She's okay.
She's a mess. Yeah, so checking on the baby, trying to do right by him, and almost tripping.
Almost messed up.
Yeah,
That's all right. See, that's how you know you're perceptive. We didn't catch it there. You caught it here. You didn't read the labels on the other things you drank, but we assume it's everything's okay.
they're all juicy. They
Sure.
were just juices.
Mm-hmm.
This was the weird one.
It is an aperitif.
Yeah.
Take another sip.
Take you a sip. Listen,
It reminds me of something, and
I got 10 weeks left.
count it down.
Counting it down. No, I probably got
So-
another 12 after that, at the very least, until I can get some stores up.
How are you feeling?
So lots of people are asking me that. Honestly, third trimester's turned out to be a little better than the second, which is not the way people ever like portray it. So
You got to be a couple weeks away from like miserable pregnant.
maybe not. I mean, with our daughter, I didn't get miserable till the last like week and a half, 2 weeks.
Yeah. Where you
So-
were like, I can't carry this anymore.
I mean, and don't get me wrong, it's harder this time already because I'm chasing her. But I'll tell you, I've never gotten up and down off the floor so many times in my entire life, and I hope it's keeping me young and agile, like that. She's keeping me. She's making me chase her around, because otherwise I'd just be like on the couch, like laid up in bed all the time. And
Pregnant lady Turkish get-ups.
yeah, that's pretty much it. Like toddler Turkish get-ups. Yeah, So something like that. We'll come up with a better name, but. Yeah, I mean, between laundry and house cleaning and chores and chasing her and running around Disney World and running around petting zoos, I mean, hell, I'm exercising more than I probably normally would.
You're doing it all. You're doing it all.
I mean, I'm not doing it all. Like, I didn't stay on my exercise routine, and that kind of sucks because now I'm like pretty far along.
Yeah.
I feel weird about starting like a intense workout routine right now.
Yeah, that'd be a little weird.
Well, and like the doctor was helping me do like a sit up on the exam table today because I couldn't sit up on my own accord.
You're doing that rock back and
Yes.
forth so you can like get enough kinetic energy to like work your way forward.
And we're at the stage where people are like audibly noting how pregnant I am, and I'm like, that's unnecessary. I realize what I am, where I am. I told your stepmother that my new defense mechanism is beating them to the punch to talk about how big I am, because people are idiots. And every pregnant woman wants to hear about how big
Find a
they
way
are.
though. I was gonna say, you're looking huge.
exactly.
I was gonna say,
Oh,
like you're stealing a Thanksgiving turkey.
I had a coworker that, no joke, like within, like it was 1 week, then missed a week, then another week.
2 weeks.
But there's a 3-week span. But on 2 different weeks in a 3-week span, SOB said, "Wow, you're pregnant." 2 times. And I'm like, you couldn't just leave it at that first one, could you? You had to reiterate, like I was gonna get less pregnant.
Yeah.
Like,
wow, you're less pregnant. That baby shrinking? What's happening?
The belly's not getting smaller. Like,
I think people just don't have that many things in their repertoire to say. I think people have like a set amount of like greetings.
Yeah.
They have a set amount of like, all right, this is my I'm talking to a pregnant lady, greeting.
Yeah.
And they might have 1 or 2 things.
How's your sleep?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's your sleep? How you feeling?
How are you feeling?
I just did it to you.
That's fine.
I was more so setting you up so you could talk about how you were actually feeling.
That's fine. Yeah. How are you feeling? How are you feeling? Is like,
you are glowing.
I like that one. I like that one. Even if it's BS, I like it. Like,
are you ever like, sometimes you're like,
I'm not.
Stop.
Yes, I've said that to a couple people. I'm
you
like,
look great pregnant. I don't feel great.
No.
I don't feel awesome.
My face looks like the lunar surface. My hair hasn't been combed in 3 days. Like, please don't blow smoke up my maxi skirt. That is the only thing that fits me right now, please. Like, I don't know. I mean, if anybody was listening when we were pregnant with our first baby, I felt like a goddess. Like, I felt like a queen. I felt like my purpose for being was being pregnant with that child. And this one, I feel pretty. Like, I really do feel pretty. I think.
Oh, so pretty?
No, thank you very much.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Had to.
God, you made me lose my train of thought, which is super fun on a podcast. But I mean, I don't feel like I look, the worst I've ever looked or anything like that. But my acne has kicked up. I am exhausted. I have not had time to color my hair. Like, and I have a lot more gray hairs after 3 years with a kid that's very strong-willed and awesome, but very strong-willed. So I look like an old maid as long as I'm not done up. Like, I sent your sister-in-law, a meme the other day, and it was just like, I am accepting that I am a part-time hot person. Like, I choose my hours of when I want to be hot. I am freelance hot person. And anyway, that's the way I feel. It's like, if I do my hair, if I do my makeup, I feel like $1 million, and like, yeah, I'm glowing underneath the foundation that's hiding all the acne right now. But otherwise, I could go without makeup and feel amazing the first time around. Yeah.
I mean, now it's like, I imagine the feeling is like someone compliments you and you just look over at them, and in your brain, you're like, I feel like Lucy in that episode where she stuffed all the bonbons in her mouth.
That's exactly how I feel. Oh my gosh. That's so perfect. I have been inhaling cupcakes and brownies, and we got our glucose test results back today.
Oh, well, how'd that go?
It went fine. I don't know how.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I told you, I was like, I'm pretty sure my glucose is probably terrible.
Yeah, I have ruined your glucose through proxy.
Sympathy eating. Like, not even sympathy eating. It's like, it's just there. Yeah. Like, what do I do?
I made 2 batches of cupcakes last week. You were done for.
Test batch. We're doing a test batch of cupcakes.
They were so good.
And they're not even like the cupcakes you were even trying to make.
Listen, it was the batter and frosting we had in the house. I saved us money. Yeah. I went making batter from scratch. Who do you think this is?
Yeah, but see, we lose that money on the back end from going to the doctor.
Touche.
For a potential diabetes. And we catch up quickly once we start having to inject insulin.
Well, okay, you brought home Skittles yesterday, so don't complain.
So did you!
But neither of us had communicated that to each other. I was going to keep them for myself. I did keep them for myself. I shared some with our daughter. Yeah. Those were her first Skittles yesterday, by the way, and she fell in love madly.
Of course she did.
Because they're amazing.
Well, she's also our child, so it's like, we both love the Skittles.
It's a family trait.
I've got a problem. I will chew Skittles until my jaw cramps. So it's
I think I have done that in this pregnancy. I think I did it with Sour Patch Kids last time.
You ever like, it's almost like It's almost like when you're working out and you have to like take a second and go, this is a good workout. I have to do that when I'm chewing Skittles. I'm like, I need to give my jaw a second to catch up.
I saw you you wrote a new workout routine down on the whiteboard.
Yeah, let's see how long I stare at that. Looks good from here.
It does look good. Oh wow, you've added to it since I saw it too.
Yeah, you just saw the cardio. The other stuff is the actual like workout.
Who gave you a workout routine?
Chat GPT.
Body by Chat GPT. Say it again.
Chat GPT.
GPT.
There you go.
I keep wanting to call it GMT, like Green Mountain Time.
Greenwich Mean Time.
Green. Yeah.
Green.
Oh no!
Green
Oh no!
Mountain Time.
I am my mother.
Oh, we're just living in Green Mountain Time zone.
Blaming pregnancy brain.
Tell me
blaming pregnancy brain.
Tell me where the Green Mountain Time is.
It's in California.
Green Mountain Time. Wow.
Oh man, I think I was confusing Mountain Time Zone.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was the dumbest thing I've said this week. It's only Tuesday.
Yep. You got a long way to go. We got a long way to go and a lot of stuff to do.
Oh man. Okay. So let's talk about some funny things other people have said, please.
You want to go funny things? You want to go what we've done since last we recorded? We were getting ready to go to Disney when we last recorded.
Well, wait, I gotta tell everybody what our daughter said about our baby in my stomach. So I was laying with her daughter in her big giant twin size bed that doesn't feel like a twin size bed. And I had a sleep tank top on. So it was scoop neck, low cut. And I'm laying on my side because you can't sleep on your back when you're pregnant because you're, I don't know.
Another thing that they instill fear.
I'm an alien that is not built properly enough to not cut our blood circulation off to both of us if I sleep on my back at this stage. It's insane.
Well, I love how you haven't found out about this until like over halfway through your second pregnancy.
I knew about it in the first one. I just forgot. and I keep finding myself on my back in the middle of the night when I wake up and I'm like, how have we not died yet?
No, I look over and you're just like, you're out.
Well, so I'm laying on my side next to my daughter and my boobs are squished together. And she takes her hand and puts it on top of my cleavage and goes, I'm going to put my hand here so the baby doesn't get out. So
it doesn't escape?
Doesn't escape.
Did she say escape?
No, she said get out.
I was just reiterating. So I'm just picturing a baby escaping out.
That's what. The way she said it.
Out.
The way she said it, it was like she was keeping him from making a jailbreak.
That's too funny.
Oh my god, it cracked me up.
She's unaware of it's so funny how unaware of how things work, how those things work. But I love hearing that. I love hearing that. I guess you call it innocence, naivete.
But But I mean, just the way she perceives the world.
She's seen you naked. So it's like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I mean,
you understand that it's just under the shirt.
Yeah, but still,
it's just funny to me.
The way she sees and processes the world is just so interesting.
Yeah.
The way, when she can't find a word, I see her little wheels spinning, trying to find the words she knows could piece this together close to the right way. That's always a cool process too. Sometimes funny gems come out of it.
I need to find an old wine cork and give it to her. It's like, put this in mom's belly button.
No, dude, she'll stab me.
No, wine cork.
Cork. Okay, sorry. I thought you meant wine like corkscrew. I was like, that child will stab me.
Give her a corkscrew.
I didn't know. I was like, again, pregnancy brain.
Okay. I was just going for a little joke. That's all good.
Sorry. And we took her to a petting zoo. She had plenty to say about that.
Yes, that's true. Do you want to go? Do you want to go petting zoo, or do you want to talk about the Disney adventure?
Yeah, we can talk about Disney. I mean, I don't care either way.
Well, we kind of left off getting ready to go to Disney.
Okay,
so
go for it. Jump right in. Make a decision.
Well, you too. You might have some jump starters in your phone because you had all the pictures.
Oh yeah.
But we went to Disney, and it wasn't everybody I've told we've gone to Disney are like, ooh,
Yeah.
How'd that go?
Dude, everybody made me nervous for making that call.
Except for the people that actually went to Disney a few weeks before us. They were like, it was great.
Wait, one family went and they told us it was a freaking nightmare and they scared me again.
Well, let's...
Yeah, but...
I'll reserve judgment there.
Fair. But, yeah, we had a blast.
Yeah, it was a good time. I mean, it was definitely challenging. It was way more challenging than when you just go without kids and walk around. Like, it was very much there weren't any naps had, so there were some battles you had to get past. Had to go hit your second and third wins with the child.
We were gone for 5 days and she napped one.
Yeah, she didn't nap on the drive down or the drive back.
Nope. I thought we lost the nap permanently. I thought we'd done irreparable damage to the nap time.
She does okay still, as long as she's here. Like when she's home and when we can put her in her own bed, she does great. Anywhere else, it's not working. I think it's already not working at daycare. But anyway, I'm
pretty sure she skipped a day based on how she acted when I got her in the car.
Weather was great. We caught a cool break in the weather because they had just had a bunch of rain before we got there. I think they had a bunch of rain after we left.
Yeah, they had rain the days we weren't in parks.
Yeah,
that we were still down there,
and it was nice. And it, although it was not that bad degree wise, the direct sun was pretty.
Oh man, I was in a tank top by the end of the day both days.
Yeah,
like
direct sun was pretty.
In February, I was glad I layered.
What I will say is, I think it was a little more of a challenge, obviously, because you were pregnant. Had we just been there and you weren't pregnant, it would have been probably a little different. We would have been able to ride some rides. You weren't able to ride anything because, you didn't want to jostle the baby around.
I rode the carousel. I rode the teacups. I rode, Dumbo-like rides. What else? I took her on the Little Mermaid clamshell ride.
Yeah.
Like, I probably could have done Haunted Mansion, but that was too much for her.
You wanted to go on the safari.
Yeah, I did want to go on that.
And I hate that you didn't get to go on it because it really wasn't bumpy.
Yeah.
Like, I think they're just like being overly safe, which I'm fine with. They're fine if they want to be overly safe. But
I turned into my doctor's office today, and the turn into their office is a huge bump. Yeah. And I was just like, if I could go to the doctor, I could have gone on a safari. I thought that to myself today, in fact.
Yep. You absolutely could. It's one of those things where like they're these rugged looking, so this is Animal Kingdom, these rugged looking open air buses, and it looks like a rough ride, but when you get on it, you can tell that they've put like the biggest shocks ever on these things because they just it's almost like being in a boat.
Everything I read said the shocks weren't great on them.
It was fine. It was fine. But so you didn't ride any big rides. So I was able to break away a couple times and go ride a couple rides. So I would say if you go not pregnant with your kid, you could still have fun. You just have to plan it right,
I still had fun going pregnant, so it was fine.
Yeah, and by fun, I'm sorry. By fun, I just mean you can still go ride a couple of adult rides and still do things with your kid. But I mean, aside from the fact that it was just a little warm and you had those instances where you were kind of in between things you're scheduled to go do, there was you just kind of had to just keep moving. Like we had to help you out, get some rest here and there. Yeah, you got tired pretty fast.
The first day, the first day we walked 6 miles.
Yeah, we did a lot.
It
was a long day.
I was pretty tired the second day for sure because we walked 4 or 5. So
we were trying to make it to those fireworks. We just couldn't do it.
No, the kid tapped out. You could tell she was done. And we fed her every bit of sugar she asked for, pretty much. Like she asked for ice cream.
We did leave it up to her too.
Most of the time. I told her no like twice, and she really didn't argue with me because I'd just be like, you had ice cream 10 minutes ago. I think you're good.
Yeah, and I was mainly talking about the fact that like we were like, do you want to try to go do the fireworks or do you want to get out of here? And she's like, I want to get out of here. She was tired, the sun, she was
like 1,000 yard stare by that point. We made it to about 6:30, right?
We were probably like an hour and a half away from fireworks, and we were just like, all right, let's just go back. We'll be better off. But I mean, it's a lot of input for an adult brain. There's a lot to look at. There's a lot to see. Like you would be exhausted just walking around without a kid, without being pregnant. Like So her brain, I'm sure, was just overloaded.
Oh God, I think she was overloaded by the second hour we were there. Hell, maybe the first. Like at the very first part, because we took her to Animal Kingdom the first day, and then Magic Kingdom the second day. And I think she enjoyed Animal Kingdom so much because she just is obsessed with animals. Like,
and she got to meet some characters.
Yeah,
we did. We shelled out for the character breakfast and one of the character lunches, which I feel like was worth it. I mean, it's a little pricey, but I mean, it was.
I think that so we did Tusker House and Animal Kingdom, and we did whatever the Pooh Bear breakfast was.
Crystal Palace,
thank you. In Magic Kingdom,
and the breakfast was good.
The breakfast was good, but I feel like I've had that kind of buffet style
breakfast,
buffet style breakfast before. But at Tusker House, it was still buffet style, but it was damn good. Like,
was it all like, it wasn't, it was all Indian like food,
African.
Right? African and Indian.
Yeah, African and Indian food. And it
jungle
was
theme.
Yeah, I mean, animals and around the world and all that stuff. And it was amazing though. Like, I absolutely thought that was the best meal we had. So
yeah, it was the first time we got to see her like see a character, and she was just kind of like, whoa.
It was Mickey and Goofy and Minnie and Donald
and Daisy.
That's right.
Was there. Yep.
That's right. Minnie wasn't.
Minnie was not there.
Minnie was not there.
She only saw Minnie on the parade, which surprised me because I thought you would think Minnie would be somewhere, right? But anyway, and she just wasn't scared. Like, we saw some kids that were like a little nervous, but she wasn't scared. I think honestly what I thought freaked her out more was meeting like the real life princesses.
Yeah, she kind of went into shell shock for that.
Yeah, because like she met all those characters in costumes
before she ever
got to meet a princess. And I think just Cinderella just made her silent.
Well, like, and you didn't even get to see her with Ariel because you guys were riding something, but like Ariel was the first princess she met, and I did snap a picture of her face like right when she saw Ariel for the first time, and she was like holding her hands, and you could see like the awe that just came across her face. It's probably my favorite picture I've ever taken of her now.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, Ariel, awkward AF. Yeah. Like that lady was just like, I don't know, like she'd never dealt with a kid before, like a nervous kid. And I mean, her daughter just was like quiet. Like she just walked up and she was just like, and she didn't want to talk, and she didn't know what to say. And she gets nervous around her grandparents. Like she gets shy, I should say, around her grandparents. And she was just being shy. And Ariel was just like, okay. Like, it was just really awkward. So I was trying to talk to her daughter and like just kind of ease her into it. But it was a little strange at first. And then Cinderella was amazing.
Yeah. I think the people they get to do Cinderella are
that's got to be
really
like
good
pro
people.
level. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Cinderella's, I mean, I would think Ariel is too, but like Cinderella's like flagship Disney.
It wasn't what I expected either. Like, we walked in and she was just standing there waiting for our child, and like grabbed her hand and walked her over to the place. And they don't have like a photographer snapping photos. It's like they've built the camera into like into one of the columns in the room, and there's some blinky lights where the camera's at. And it's like, so she's got a whole spiel she goes through with the kid, and just like talking about her fairy godmother. She's like, sometimes she leaves sparkles, or like, and starts pointing where the column is sparkling. Yeah. And so it gets your kid to look right at the camera.
It was really cool. And she was so nice. And like, her daughter was still shy and nervous, but like Cinderella just kept talking to her and just kept going and kind of like
warmed her up.
And then she finally was just like, I'm going to talk to you. And then you couldn't get her to stop.
She was just telling her about all of her grandparents and all. Like, her first thing she said to her was like, I don't have a fairy godmother.
Yeah, and she goes, oh, but you do. Like, you might not be able to see her, but you do. And her daughter looks at her and goes, my bop is my mommy's stepmother. My mommy has a stepmother.
The whole role.
Yeah. Well, and she told her that, and everybody, when she started talking about stepmothers, everybody got a little quiet. And I told Cinderella, I was like, my stepmother's much nicer than your stepmother, Cinderella. And then like it chuckled, and I think that kind of relaxed. Everybody chuckled, and I think that relaxed our daughter a little bit, because she was just like, oh, people are laughing, cool. And I think she was trying to figure out if she said something funny, or like, should she ham it up some? And it was good. And then like, we got some cute pictures. Yeah. I didn't know how we were supposed to do in there, because like Yeah,
I was just letting her enjoy it. I was
Yeah.
just trying to stand back. I mean, I know you went over there to comfort her, but I was just like, I'm gonna just stand back here and take some pictures.
Yeah.
And then there's another princess in there. Usually, so they have all the big princesses, and then usually they'll have a guest princess with them.
Yeah.
And the guest princess for Cinderella was Elena of Avalor.
Yes.
A little lesser known from a TV show on Disney, but
She was really sweet too.
she was very nice. Yeah, she was really sweet. And she got so much stuff.
Oh my God.
So many stuffed animals.
Some she didn't even remember she got already.
Yeah.
Like you guys bought her that you and your buddy that we went to visit, like when y'all came out of the safari, y'all were buying her this antelope looking thing with zebra striped legs.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And I saw, like, when you were on the safari, I was looking around and I kept seeing these teeny tiny baby animals in a swaddle everywhere that were $40. Mm-hmm. Just normal stuffed animal. Shouldn't be $40. Like 15, 20 max.
Well, and they have some that are a Disney character. They had like Simba, Nala.
Mickey, Simba, Nala, like regular animals as well as Disney characters.
Sure,
I'm looking at this and I'm like, there's no way we're getting out of this park for 2 days without getting one of these. I was like, I bet these things are everywhere. And I was right.
They were everywhere.
And so I walked up and you guys were buying her this like random deer-like animal.
This is after she held like several of those babies before you got there.
Yeah, yeah. And I was like, I don't know if we should buy that one. We should just give in to this and see if, and oh my God, I didn't voice that to y'all or anything. I'm just thinking in my head. And I was, oh man, we got everything. I had people trying to tell me like the shortcut so you don't spend a fortune on all the bull that's there and just like trap yourself into it. And we got there and I was like, I don't care. Here's a tiara. Here's some plastic animals. Here's some gummy worms. Here's this.
My only advice is you're already spending a lot on the ticket, right? You're already spending a ton on getting everybody in the gate. Just go ahead and pay for the whatever the Genie Plus thing is so you can have the lightning lanes, because I don't think that you guys would have gotten to meet. I think Cinderella was only lightning lane. I don't think they didn't have a general line up for it. And I think that's important because I think it allows them to do that thing where they're not just churning the kids through and the kids actually get to walk in and meet her and talk to her and stuff like that. Because I think they know that that's really important to, important to the parents, important to the kid too.
I'd never gone to Disney I don't think I had. At least my mom says I think my mom said we did. I don't remember. But I don't remember ever going to Disney, not as an adult. And so I've never cared about meeting the characters besides like, remember when I was thinking about this the other day. Remember when we used to go to Disney with your buds that we just went to visit and the characters were out and about in the parks, walking around, taking pictures with people? That didn't happen at all while we were there. I didn't see a single character walking around.
Yeah, they had little character landing areas where characters would stand.
Yeah, like Mickey would just be walking around. Goofy would just be walking around. When we went to Epcot and drank around the world, like
we saw Winnie the Pooh walking around at one point though. One time when we were waiting around, he just came walking by. Yeah,
I think you're right.
I think they still do it, but I think it's also different.
They were everywhere I think when we were going in the beginning of our relationship.
We were also moving quite unencumbered around the park. Yeah, the dog's farting. Ugh. We were moving quite unencumbered around the park, so we got to cover more ground.
Yeah,
than we did this time. But I mean, I don't know, man. I think it's worth just spending the extra. Anybody who's asked me how it went, I was just like, hey, if you go, just spend a little extra so you don't have to wait. We waited in one line. It told us it was 70 minutes for the Avatar ride, and we were like, you guys were getting ready to go see Ariel, I think.
Nope. No. It was the day before. Y'all did the Avatar ride in Magic Kingdom.
Oh no, you guys went
in Animal Kingdom.
Guys went to see the Finding Nemo.
Yeah,
show.
And the Lion King show.
Yeah, and we were like, okay, well, they're going to be in there. Their show starts in 15 minutes. The show's about 30 minutes long. I was like, we'll just do this line. 70 minutes, we can do it. Well, it stretched out into 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And
we saw Lion King too.
Yeah, so I was like, yeah, it's just not. My time is worth a lot more, and that's what I was talking to my friend about in line. I was like, it's just not worth it's not worth standing here this long. You miss so much,
Well,
right?
and even like everybody told me with the shows, they were like, the kids love the shows. So I was excited to take her to some of those. And Nemo was great. Like it was like a puppet rendition of the movie. So
Like a retelling, right?
yeah, basically. And our daughter's young enough, like that was right up her alley. And everybody was talking about how great The Lion King is. And the whole reason we were doing Animal Kingdom is because she's been obsessed with Lion King. So I wanted to take her to that, but everybody was saying like, that's the show. Well, Lion King's much more like Broadway style. Like there is an aspect of the characters in it, but it's not a retelling of the story. It's a bunch of performers and acrobats and singers and
A
stuff.
little more Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah,
kind of,
exactly. With like fire spinners and stuff. And she enjoyed it, but like we waited an hour. Like I put a 2.5-year-old through an hour line for that. And I was like, yeah, I wouldn't have done that again though. So that's probably geared towards older kids that can like have the patience to wait around. But yeah, if I had known that, I won't be putting our son through that when we take him at a similar age.
Yeah.
So
She wanted to go back to the Finding Nemo one though.
yeah, Finding Nemo one was great. And there was like bubbles that poured down on the audience at the end. It was cool. We got put in the bubble splash zone.
The bubble splash zone.
We were at the back of the bubble splash zone, so we didn't get as many bubbles, but they were there.
Was it an impressive amount of bubbles? Or was it just kind of a...
It was a cool amount of bubbles. It's a good effect.
Okay.
I didn't like feel like I'd gotten a bath.
Good.
No.
That,
Your smelly aperitif is making me burp.
yeah, it's making me burp too. All in all, I think it was a fun time. We stayed with some friends, and they've got their own pups. We brought one of our dogs with us, the one that can travel, and
Dude, she had a blast.
She had a
It was like
blast.
her Disney World.
yeah, she had a blast hanging out with those dogs. And then our kid, even though we weren't at the parks, I feel like some days she had a blast at the house more
She
so.
didn't want to leave. She said she wanted to live there.
Yeah, we were.
I was like, thanks, kid. We love our house too.
2 or 3 times on the way back home after we left. She's like, "Can we turn around and go back?"
Yeah, she didn't want to leave. I think she really loved the indoor-outdoor aspect of their home. Our friends have like a big porch that's off the back of the main living room in the kitchen. That's like a sunroom porch combo.
And it's closed in pretty well.
Yeah, and it like there's a master bedroom walkout. Like it's really cool. And then they have like
It's a cool layout.
yeah, and then they've got like it's not even a big lot, like, but they've got like this perfectly manicured like secret garden-esque backyard with a fire pit and swings and old windy trees and vines and plants and like stuff that in a house in Florida in the summertime you might be like snakes, but in February you're fine. But our daughter just ran amok in there with the dogs, and
she could walk inside, outside whenever she wanted. She
loved it.
She was it was that perfect weather where you could kind of keep the doors and the windows open. So she was just like able to wander outside and wander back inside, and she just had
no bugs.
Yeah.
No bugs at that time of year. I was like, I want no bug living all the time.
It was nice. It's cool. Overall, all in all, I think a fun trip. Even the drives there and back weren't that bad.
Nah, we've had worse drives for sure. Absolutely.
So we made it though. We made it, and we're I would say thumbs up. It was a solid trip.
I will take that attempt with our second kid when he's about that age too. I'll be fine giving it a go.
Yeah, it was a good.
Reserving the right to change my mind once I've met him.
Sure.
But
well, and she'll be older and taller and able to ride some stuff too, which will be kind of cool. She was just a little.
I'll get to ride because I better not be pregnant then.
You will not be pregnant, I promise. If you are, your fault, not mine. But no, it was a good time. And then so we've been back a couple of weeks since then, a few weeks now. And it's been just busy. I feel like we're just trying our best to get things as done as possible. I think this past weekend and the past 2 weekends we made a lot of progress on the new baby's room. I still have a pretty big thing to do in there, which is swapping out the ceiling fan.
Yeah.
I just have to. It's one of those things you can't just, because they're joined rooms, I can't just do it after the kid goes to bed at night.
Yeah, because it's going to turn off our sound machine.
Right. You got to turn off the power, and both rooms are kind of connected as far as electric goes.
You can't do it during nap time too for the same reason.
Same reason. So I'm just gonna have to pick a morning and just start.
And I won't let you do it when we're not here.
I was gonna do it because you guys went to a baby shower. You had your first baby shower, and I was like, I can knock it out. You're like, I really don't want you to do this. And I was like, yeah, you're probably right.
I don't like you working with. You're not an electrician, man. I don't like you working with electrical stuff when nobody's around to kick the ladder out from under you, make you fall down, disconnect the current.
I'm pretty handy.
Oh my god. Okay, we can move on to the petting zoo because I have a tie into this if you want. The disconnecting the current to save your life, kick the ladder out thing.
Sure, go for it.
There's a visual in my head.
Okay.
It's you standing on a ladder trying to hang up this ceiling fan, and you get shocked, and I got to go in with rubber boots and just kick it out from under you and not touch you.
Yeah.
You're just staring through me right now. I'm slow blinking.
I'm sorry. I thought you were connecting it to the petting zoo.
I'm going to. Okay, so we go. My mother and me and my daughter go to the petting zoo this weekend. Jeremy had a concert with a buddy, so it's just the ladies. And
ladies' night,
ladies' day, ladies' night, all the time. And they have fences up around this petting zoo. This is not one I should have gone to because you just walk right in with a bunch of donkeys and llamas and stuff and just asking to get kicked. And I had no clue. But I did it because I'm a smart person, I'm real responsible.
It was a petting zoo out of principle.
Yes. And
it was technically a petting zoo.
Technically, I could pet an animal. So we were there. But so my mom's holding my daughter's hand because we're just walking through animal poop everywhere. Like this is, it's just
an open pen,
just
basically.
Open pen, like 97 animals in there. Good luck. And our daughter wants to take you back there. She told me tonight, by the way.
To that one?
Yeah, that's the one she said.
Definitely not.
I was trying to break it to her gently. You weren't going to go to that one.
I am not going to that one.
But move that stuff back. It's really starting to check me up. But it had fencing around many of the pens, some of it which looked to be like your old school kind of electric fence. Mm-hmm. And I don't know
the one wire.
Yeah, the one wire and stuff. And I don't know if they electrify it at night or whatever, but it wasn't active at the daytime, thankfully. And my mom, she's like holding my daughter's hand, make sure she doesn't trip and face plant into poop. And then her move to check the electrical fence was to keep holding my daughter's hand and check the fence. And she goes, it's okay, I checked it. And I'm like, yeah, while you're still holding her hand. I'm like, you realize you both would have been shocked, right? Like you would have gotten you both. And she's just looking at me like, how dare you point this out? And I'm like, I have to. This is the craziest thing you've ever done in front of me. Is just walk right up with a toddler holding her hand and check an electric fence. Like, what the hell?
Now I'm just picturing you drop kicking our kid.
I know, exactly. That was the first thought I had. I was like, how do I break that current?
With a big pregnant belly. She's coming through like Hulk Hogan with the big boot.
That was my tie-in too. You went right where I went because I had that exact same mental image, and I was like, Jesus, what are we supposed to do here? The babysitting list is getting shorter and shorter, y'all.
It's the woman that raised you, babe.
I'm here by the mercy of God.
Well, I'm glad you guys got a little bit of because of the President's Day weekend, a lot of schools were off. One of them being our daycare. They were off. Well, they were off Monday, but most schools were off Friday and Monday, I heard, around this area anyway. And you guys got a chance to just have a day together because you took the day off work and you decided, you know what? We're doing a makeup. We're going back. Yeah. We're going somewhere else.
Going to a better one. I'm going to find a better one.
You took her like 90 minutes away.
Yeah.
To what ended up being a better.
I asked her, though. I was like, do you want to go to this petting zoo? It is a very long way away. And I talked to her and I was like, it's like an entire movie's length away. Trying to give her some concept of the amount of time we were going to be in the car. And somehow I managed to get her all the way there without turning a movie on. Even with that analogy, I have no clue how that worked.
Not on the way back.
Not on the way back. Well, she was exhausted and hadn't had a nap.
Sure.
So We powered through without a nap again, and she did great. Like, we didn't even start bickering at each other until like the very end, like pull it in the driveway in.
You guys were going at it when I got out there. I was like, "Hey,
Hey, Dad, tag in."
It's like, I was like, "Hey guys, what's going on?" And you guys are just like,
well, and honestly, she wasn't even doing too much. It was more like traffic from.
You had already given her the tablet.
Yeah, well, I gave her the tablet because she was just
ornery.
She was needing a lot from me when I had to drive the car, basically. Like, and I was like, tablet, like I can't keep handing things back to you right now. This is dangerous. So, and she was doing the fake out, I'm gonna poop my pants thing. So we had to have a long talk about fibbing because I withheld an Oreo from her. I was like, if you don't have to poop when we get in this bathroom, you're not getting that last Oreo. I'm not even playing.
She's like, I already had 3, man. I'm good.
No. She was very mad, and you went right where I did because I flat out told her, I was like, "Mommy's not going back on this because you've already had 3, so I don't feel bad for you." I was like, "I don't feel bad for you at all if you don't get a 4th Oreo, little one." I was like, "So tell me right now before we even walk in, do you really have to poop?" Because she was screaming. She made me pull over in the middle of freaking nowhere, and I was like, you can't do this because sometimes we're not in safe places. Like, and mommy's just going to have to let you poop your pants. Like,
right.
If we're not in a safe place. So I stopped the car thankfully I did find a clean, safe gas station. And I was like, last chance. Do you really have to poop? I was like, cause if you get in there and you don't have to poop and you made me pull the car over after we've had this conversation 4 dozen times. Like, right. I was like, you're not getting the 4th Oreo. And she's like, I have to poop. And then she got all the way to the toilet. This child, so stubborn. She got all the way to the toilet, went to go to the bathroom, and was like, I don't have to poop. And started laughing at me. And I was like, I'm going to get you. You cannot have this Oreo. We talked about this.
I'm sure you said I'm going to get you.
No.
You were so mad.
I really wasn't that mad at that point because I knew it was coming. Like, that's why I laid the rules down. Like, I was like, I know what's coming. I know she doesn't. Like, I know she's just bored in the car and wants me to stop the car. And she doesn't understand. Stopping the car only further extends your boredom in the back of the car. Like, so I wasn't that mad.
She gave us a 15-minute detour.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, we were gonna be home at 5:30. Now we gotta be home at 5:45. So I was annoyed with the fact that was happening, but I wasn't mad. It was drivers about 30 minutes later in this town that's close to us, where it's the worst drivers in the entire world. They just pull out in front of you for no reason. It happens every single freaking time we pass through this town. You just almost always T-bone somebody there. Go 5 under, 5 over, 20 under, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's that. You feel like everyone around you has the mentality of they'll move.
Yeah, pretty much.
They'll break.
So it was that driving after a long day. I'm pregnant. She's tired. All that. That's why by the end of it, I was like, Dad, you're in. And she was like, yeah, I'm done with her too. Because I'm sure my road ragey mood was just like, whoo, this is bad energy.
Yeah, bad juju. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm glad though you guys did it.
That other petting zoo was awesome.
Yeah, you said they had a lot of. It was actually properly secured.
I didn't feel like I was going to
people touring you around.
Yeah, I didn't feel like I was going to get kicked by a Mustang.
Yeah, they had a lot more different types of animals.
Yeah. Like, our daughter's really liking wolves, so she got to see a couple wolves. They were asleep, unfortunately, when we went by, so they were just laying there like big dogs.
Yeah.
And then right after we got off the tour, they started all howling, and you couldn't see them anymore. You could hear them.
You should have been like, can I go back and look at them?
Yeah, that's what oh, gosh. Wrangling her was a little much. Oh, God.
What?
Our kid just kicked me really hard, sorry.
Okay.
But
you look like the way you did that, it looked like you were about to slide off the chair. You're like, oh
no. Well, he kicked me in a very tender spot.
Down and out.
Yeah.
Okay. Down and out.
Ow. Which I don't know how he kicked me. He must have reached because his head's down.
Well, maybe
he punched me.
Maybe he pushed off and it was his head.
It felt more pinpointing than that. I think he punched. like, I'm gonna see if this
speed bagging.
cervix is soft enough yet to get out of there.
We ready to go? Hey, we ready to go?
In there, you need lung development, buddy.
Still cooking.
Yeah,
Not done yet.
not done yet.
Well, good.
Yeah,
I'm glad.
it was fun. She got to feed baby goats and lambs and big goats and llamas and alpacas and ducks and chickens and God, everything.
Yeah, you guys had a good time. I wish I could have gone, but
Well, she wants to take you back there too. She wants to take my mom too.
Ugh.
Yeah, I know. There's a big Noah's Ark in the middle of it that's like a play set too, with a giant wooden cross in the middle of it. So my mom
we're
will
not
be
the most religious folks.
yeah,
so.
but my mom will be right at home if we take her there.
Oh my gosh,
My mom will start getting up on the ark to preach a
it's
sermon.
beautiful.
We should get a play set like this for your backyard.
She's gonna be teary eyed.
Maybe
She'd be
not.
teary eyed, like, oh, I'm watching my granddaughter play on the cross, not play on the cross.
Oh gosh.
Play on the ark. Oh, it's so touching.
It's like an Easter sermon playing before my eyes.
It's so amazing. Don't touch that. Don't touch that. Stop.
Oh no, baby, that's poop.
Yeah, pretty much. Anything else going on or anything else coming up?
I got his part of the hospital bag together now, so I gotta put my clothes in there now. You probably want an overnight bag of some sort ready to go.
I can pack in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
But I will. But when we're getting
Thanks
close,
for
I'll
that.
have something.
Yeah, cool.
But I can't pack in 2 seconds.
Great.
And
I'm so proud of you.
And
for that.
I'm able to
I'm
leave
impressed.
the hospital if I need to.
You are able to leave the hospital, yeah.
'Cause I had to do it a couple times.
But what if I don't want you to leave? What if something goes wrong and you need to stay there?
Okay.
Why don't you just have a damn bag ready?
I'll just get a pair of, get him to bring me a pair of scrubs. Can I get a pair of scrubs,
That'll
please?
be $750, sir.
Insurance has got the tab.
These
We're
are
good.
scrubs by Kanye.
Yeah. Yeah. These are Yeezy scrubs.
So yeah, bag halfway packed. We have to schedule a hospital tour. I can't remember exactly how far along we were when we had all this done last time, but I feel like we were not nearly this far along, not having any of this done.
Well, I think it's easier. Well, I think last time we had to set up a whole room. This time the room was 75-80% set up for
Last
us.
time we didn't even have to set up a whole room because it was a guest room, and we kept the color scheme, and we kept the shelves, and we kept most of the stuff I already had in there.
I had to build a crib. We had to like put things together.
Build a crib. He went and hacked a tree down and sanded it.
No, I'm just saying,
I'm
like
joking.
we actually had to put like most of this, like the big stuff is all put together. So it's been nice to just go through and just
Clothes away.
take some things down from the first kid and just put a couple things up for the new kid.
Like-
and the biggest thing I'm going to have to do is that ceiling fan.
Yeah, and I mean, like, but you're right. Like, it's been a changeover to make it more his, but it's not been like a huge overhaul, thankfully.
Yeah, the room essentially walking in to me looks almost identical, except for a couple of things that are not on the wall that were there.
Well, furniture pieces too. We moved that big tall furniture piece out. We put a normal dresser in.
But I mean, if you're just like glancing in there, like it's the same room, which is nice. And
We very much liked our nursery.
yeah,
Like, it was super comforting. Happiest room in the house. I think our daughter's a little.
she misses it.
Yeah, I think she's missing it.
She saw us in there working on it weekend before last and was just like that night for some reason she just had a problem with everything in her new room.
Oh, gosh.
She's
I
like,
don't like my curtains. I don't like my teepee. I don't like my bed. I don't like this. I don't like my plant.
I was like, I bet you want to get back in your old room. And I didn't say that to her, but you know, but she's fine. She likes her room. I mean, she still runs back to the other room, but it's kind of now getting to like sinking into me. Like I'm just now to the point where her new room feels like her room.
Yeah.
And it's not like this new thing anymore.
It's not the old guest room that we've stuck our kid in.
Right. It's
Yeah.
actually, it feels like her room now. We could stand to have a few more things up on the wall, and I think we're eventually getting there. But, you know, we're waiting, I think, partially to see a little more of her personality what she might want
like,
in her room.
We don't quite know what she's into yet. Like,
Yeah, she floats in and out of things.
Yeah.
Hardcore into Disney
very
stuff.
Much like her dad.
Yeah, true. But we'll figure it out.
I want to paint her room though. I really do. Like we left it the colors that we had in the guest room, which was mostly like a pale, like vanilla, I don't know, color, and a dark blue accent wall.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it's too dark for a little girl's room still. Like it's nice and neutral and calming sorta, but like I think it needs to be brighter, cheerier.
I'm down.
Yeah.
We'll find somebody to paint it for us. Because I don't paint.
You don't paint. I get it.
I definitely don't.
Can you nurse this baby while I paint that room? That'd be great.
Yeah, I'm on it. I got you. Well, we're hitting about an hour, so.
You seem like you're all into this.
Into what?
You're doing mouth farts.
I'm just trying to make, I know that there's just, we haven't been on in a few weeks, so I'm just trying to make sure we hit everything. But I mean, for the most part, we knew we were going to be recapping the bigger events. And I'm just trying to make sure we didn't miss anything.
I don't think
it's also been a very long couple weeks. Like
month.
I feel like it's been
February's been the longest month of the last 3 years right now.
Yeah, we've I think Disney kind of highlighted.
We had our anniversary at Disney.
We did. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
But I don't know, it just kind of highlighted how much having a kid this time around just is so different. And just the fact of having the world open.
Yeah.
You know, not just being able to sit back. And I think we talked about this last time, so I don't want to harp on it, but it's definitely highlighted more and more every day.
I mean, yeah, I feel a very big difference in what I have to get up and do and be out in the world and do now versus the first time where we got this nice private little like pregnancy.
It's the way of the world. Everybody that's out there now is just like, I don't know any other way.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we were, coddled. Don't get me wrong. I appreciated it very much.
Very fortunate.
Very fortunate. And
incredibly.
I think it gave us a good perspective on this one too, is like, listen, this can be as open or as closed as you want it to be kind of thing.
Choose your own adventure.
To a degree, yeah. Because we've shut down the visitation at the hospital pretty well, I feel like.
Yeah, well, it only makes, I feel like, I don't know. Like, I know it's tradition for people to come and see the baby at the hospital, but I feel like, too, it's also more meaningful just to show up at the house where you can actually help out.
Yeah.
You can actually be there for a little while and not have to, like, wait on certain things to show up. It's nurses coming in and out and checking vitals and...
Man, I'm also not Kate Middleton. I don't want to have like my full hair and makeup done just to receive visitors right after I push the human out. Like that's insane.
Yep. I'd rather it just be everybody come to the house. Y'all come to the house.
Yeah.
Y'all come on down. I think we're working on just opening the guest list to a couple of people, which would be mothers mostly.
Okay.
You don't think so?
I'm going to sit here and bite my fingernails. I very much enjoyed just hanging out with you for 3 days. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, same.
Did you already promise something I don't know about?
No.
Okay.
I didn't promise anything. If it was up to me, no one would come up there. But I know we can't get away with that this time.
How? Why can't we?
We'll talk about this some other time. We'll talk about this later.
You gonna forget?
Probably. That's what I'm counting on, actually.
I won't forget. Pregnancy hormones might make me forget.
If you want to get in touch with us at punpreparedpod on Twitter, permanentlyunprepared@gmail.com. And we will be back next week. We're planning on being back next week.
Are we? We're so good at staying on a schedule now.
That's the plan. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.